Hi everyone. I have some leftover bananas, a couple of really dark ones. So I'm going to make some muffins out of them. Specifically, I'm going to be making some chocolate chip streusel top muffins. Actually, it doesn't have chocolate chips in it. It just has chocolate chips in the streusel topping. And all of these ingredients are included: the cinnamon, vanilla, baking soda, butter, egg, 2 really ripe bananas, salt. I've got flour in here and some brown sugar and chocolate chips, and then I've got these to fill them up with, and they are wonderful, being so long. And I suggest these. I got them off of Amazon and they are great. I actually am running low. As you can see, I don't have as many. I usually, when I order, there's 200 of them, so it's been a while since my last order, so I did place a reorder of them, and they are wonderful. I won't go back to the original cupcake liners. Let's get started with this, and I'll show you as I go through the process. The recipe I use for this is the Land O'Lakes recipe, and the only ingredients that are the liquids in here are the butter and the egg. And I have 2 bowls here. One's for the topping and the other is for the actual muffin itself. We start out with, at least I start out with, the 2 bananas, and I'll put them in the bowl. And what I do is I'm not fussy with the recipe, so I don't worry about taking and mixing a certain ingredient together and then waiting and mixing the other ingredients together. They all go into the bowl. I don't have the patience for that, so they just all go into the one bowl and get mixed together. So that's how that works. So anyway, I just added the 2 bananas, peeled them and put them in there, and then I need 1 cup of flour. What I usually do is, take a look here, let me move this out of the way, and then you can see what I'm doing here with the flour. I take the spoon that comes with the flour that I have here, and I just spoon it in, because I've heard, and I don't know how true it is, but that when you scoop it right out of the container, that it kind of gets too much flour. So I got a 1/2 cup here, so I'm just putting a 1/2 cup and then another 1/2 cup to make 1 cup. And this is in the regular batter, not the streusel topping right now. So it's going into the same bowl as the bananas. Then the streusel, I need a 1/2 cup, so I'm going to continue to use this one, but just put a 1/2 cup of the flour into the other bowl, and that will take us out of all the flour. And I'll just put that into this bowl, and then just get all the flour off there. Then I don't have any use for the flour anymore. I like to do both of them just at the same time. Get them all done with the flour. Everything that goes into each one, I like to just, when I have that ingredient out, just put it in there. And so the one for the regular calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I need to grab my 1/2 teaspoon, and then I'll grab some baking soda up here. This is my baking soda, and this is quite a large tub full, but we use it for other uses, so we need this size. And then there is the 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, so that puts that out of the way. Then I need a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, so I'll get the cinnamon out here, and I'll get a 1/2 teaspoon in there. Alright, and it calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So let's take the lid off this one. Then I will take and get my 1/8 of a teaspoon. This is actually a 1/4 of a teaspoon, and so I'll just take 1/2 of that 1/4, put it in there. So that works for 1/8. And now the brown sugar. Both of them, of the bowls, actually call for brown sugar. The regular one calls for a 1/3 of a cup. So I take the brown sugar and I pack it, ready to put the cup right in. Okay, brown sugar. That's packed. So put in that one. That's the regular one. Then I need a half of a cup. So that one was a third. I need a half a cup for the, let me wipe this out a little bit because it has a flour in it. So we need to have a cup that, no, is not full of flour. So I need a third of a cup of brown sugar for the topping too. So let's get that. A little bit more. Okay, there's that for the smaller bowl. And we need, I need to get a spoon. So hold on. I need to take and get actually 2 spoons so I can get this spooned in. I'm going to use my regular teaspoon size spoons and just take and squish up that banana. Just a little bit. I'll get it squished more once I stir everything in. So, that banana smells wonderful. They're quite ripe. They've been ripening up. I got a piece of, they've been ripening up for a while. I got a piece of brown sugar that's like really a big hard ball full, so I had to crunch that up. And that's what happens. So anyway, there's got that just started. Then I'll get this taken care of here. Okay, now we've got to get in an egg in here, and this is in the regular bowl. We will get an egg in here, so it's just 1 egg. Okay, and let me get my hands off. Okay, now we need vanilla. So I need to put a half a teaspoon of vanilla in the regular bowl. There's a half a teaspoon. Now, and I need the butter. I need a half a stick of butter in the small bowl and half a stick of butter in the large bowl. So that's equal to 1/4 of a cup, which is 4 tablespoons in the one bowl, and 1/4 of a cup, 4 tablespoons in the other bowl. So I'll get that taken care of here. There's the butter. Okay, now it's time to take and stir up each bowl. Get everything incorporated. Okay, now I got this all mixed up for the topping, and please make sure not to melt the butter, but to let it stay in these little chunks like this, because it really helps for the crumble. Do not melt it. I've done that before, and it doesn't work out the same way. It doesn't taste the same way. The texture's not the same way when it comes out. But what we need to do now is add some chocolate chips. Half a cup of chocolate chips. And you don't have to add whole half a cup of chips. That's what it calls for. And usually I'm shy of that. I don't like to add as many as it calls for. I know if my husband heard that, he wouldn't be the happiest. He loves his chocolate chips. But I usually go for about 1/3 of a cup instead of half. It doesn't need that many. It tastes just as well. Just as good as having half of a cup. So just put that in there. That's all you need. And that is quite a few chocolate chips. I have added more than that before, and it was not great. But what you can do is, after you've put all these on the top of your muffins, you can place a few chocolate chips if you feel the need to on the top over that. So it's all up to you, your kitchen, you know, your recipe that you're making for you, and so make it how you want to. So I'll get the cups filled, and then we can start getting them in the oven. Okay, here's what they look like all ready to go into the oven. So there's what they're gonna go into: a 350-degree oven for, let's check here, make sure that I not leading you astray on the time. 350-degree oven, 12 muffins for 18 to 25 minutes. I go about 23 minutes. Okay. It's time. The alarm has gone off. I usually set the alarm on the microwave. So, this is the first look at the muffins. So here we go. Ah, here they are. Nice and right out of the oven. Set them up here. I let them cool for a little bit, but now it's for the taste test. And you probably need to let them cool for a little longer than what I have, but it's real good. Really tasty. And I gotta get it off of the bottom there. And it won't be as crumbly as this once you've let them cool, but so good. Okay. Alright, everyone. I appreciate you watching, and you take care of yourselves.